Hello, welcome to today's edition of the Daf Yomi. Today's Daf is Daf 18 on B'Ayev from Makkos. Let's dive straight in. We go from the previous onward. The Gemara asked, but then we learn in the Mishnah, and these are the people who are flogged by Torah law. Among them is a priest who eats the first fruit before the recitation of the accompanying Torah verses. And the Gemara established that the Mishnah is according to the opinion of Rabbi Shimon. Rather, the derivation is at the entire verse beginning. You may not eat within your gates, the tithe of your grain, Deuteronomy 12:17, is a superfluous verse. Rashi explains that this is based on the understanding that when it is stated in the Bible that one is flogged based on the derivation from an a fortiori inference, it means that performing such an action is prohibited. It does not mean that one is liable to receive lashes. Now, its earlier statement, one is flogged to 5 sets of lashes, must be understood in that manner. The Gemara here seeks to understand the Mishnah. Why, according to Rabbi Shimon, is one liable to receive lashes for eating first food before the recitation of the accompanying Torah verses? In light of the principle, one does not derive a prohibition by means of an a fortiori inference. The Gemara answers that this halacha is not derived by means of a fortiori inference, as stated in the Bible. Rather, it is derived based on the principle: if the verse is not relevant to one matter, apply it to a different matter. Likewise, one is not flogged for the other halacha derived in the Bible by means of a fortiori inference, except for the prohibition against eating the flesh of offerings of the most sacred order outside the curtains of the tabernacle courtyard, which is derived from a different verse: of any flesh torn of animals in the field, you shall not eat, in Exodus 22:30. Other early commentaries maintain that the Gemara at this point retracts its assertion that the word flogged in this context means that there is a prohibition, yet there is no actual liability to receive lashes. Instead, the Gemara maintains that, according to Rabbi Shimon, one is in fact liable to receive lashes for those prohibitions derived in the Braita, although they appear to be derived by means of a fortiori inferences. The reason is that the halacha itself is not actually derived by means of an a fortiori inference, rather it's derived from a superfluous verse or through juxtaposition of the matters. The Braita stated that a fortiori inferences only to facilitate additional analysis. Alternatively, the reason one is flogged is that the prohibitions are not actually derived from these a fortiori inferences. Instead, it is by means of these inferences the meaning of these prohibitions is revealed. See Tosfot, the explanation of Rambam and Ritva. This is apparently understanding according to the Rambam as well. After all, it is already written, and there you shall bring your burnt offerings and your sacrifices and your tithe and the donation of your hand and your vows and your gift offerings and the firstborn of your herd and of your flock